everybody, this is my Micaityl, and welcome back to part 23 of 1000 Higurashi When They Cry, Watanagashi. So, we were in the middle of, Mion's story to why, well, her family's kind of, big in Himizawa, and, why she killed Satoko, Rika, and the mayor. So let's see. So that Himizawa might once more be like Okunufuchi Village. So that we may again be a sacred existence, worthy of worship. Now is the earnest of our wish of our ancestors in Okunafuchi, and the mission of those who inherit the demon in the Sonozaki main family. Those who inherit the demon? For generations, the Sonozaki family has the custom of including the character for demon in leaders' names. If you write out my name on hand, it should appear as plain as day. I trace out the word Mion on the palm of my hand. Oh, she's right. The character for demon is in there. Not only my name either. The demon is engraved on my body as well. When she said that, she quietly rose and began to lay her hand on her clothing. It's okay, Mi-chan. You don't need to shout us, okay? Thank you. With just that exchange, I guess what she meant. Most likely, somewhere on her body, there's a permanent seal, such as a tattoo or marking that proves she inherited the demon. Mion didn't sit back down. She smoothly opened the paper door onto the porch. A refreshing breeze began to cleanse the damp air filling the room. Mion quietly gazed out the wide yard for quite a while. On her shoulders, there was something I could never imagine normal Mion carrying. It was the heavy, truly heavy history of Himizawa, no, Okunafuchi, weighing down on them. What kind of words could I possibly say to a Mion like that? Rena wasn't saying anything to her either, when the voices of the cicadas drowned out the silence. At last, after a period of nothing, Mion murmured, serial incidents happening over the past 5 years. I was directly related to some of them, and indirectly to others. Some were not the Sonozaki family, but were rather related to the others, the Kimiyoshi family and the Furude family. I think I was the center of all of them. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, that is... Wow. Okay, I need to pause this for a second. Damn, I got a splinter. Damn! Shit! Oh, that hurts. Alright, so... I don't know how I got a splinter, and this is one hell of a way to get an episode. I am not having luck with these. First off, I choke on water in one of them, and now I got a splinter. What else is going to happen to me? Oh. I should not be saying that, should I? Okay, let's keep on reading. I think I was the center of all of them. She said it all without turning around, with the back to us. At some point, her tone of voice had gone back to being the Mion we knew. I have faith in what I've done, and I don't feel any guilt. If I did, perhaps that will be I'll have to leave the stage where the hero is decided. If I am caught and tried in court of law, then I suppose that's how it works nowadays. Being able to retire with Himizawa the most peaceful it's been in 100 years could be the happiest thing that has ever happened to any of the Sonozaki leaders of past generations. Mion leaned his shoulder against the paper door and slid it down and flopped on the ground. It was an act of such resignation that just seeing it made me hurt inside. The numerous terrible crimes Mion had been a part of suddenly began to fade from my mind. Hey Mion, I don't care what happens after this. Can't you just try to struggle as much as you can? Try to run away? As soon as I began to think that, Rena's ringing voice filled the room. But Rika-chan and Satoko-chan, you killed them, didn't you, Mi-chan? The sharp points of her words stabbed into my chest, despite not being directed at me. I'm not saying that's okay if you kill other people. Regardless, Mi-chan, You killed Rika-chan and Satoko-chan! Rita's words, more biting than than any I've ever heard. Even now that we knew the heavy history pressing down on Mion's shoulders, she had to criticize for killing our friends. Just as I bared the duty of the Somizaki family, Rika-chan bore the duty of the Furude family. That duty was to protect the Rokutroll storehouse. My chest tightened. I learned around last year that Rika-chan had said something about that. The bars in the storehouse door were too heavy for her, and she wanted to change them for a simple unlocking key. Even the priest before had complained about it being heavy. He was very aware how hard it was for Rika-chan. I would make sure to guard it, so I wanted to place the lock with something lighter. I replied on behalf of the Sonozaki family leader. Ever since the string of freak death incidents, there seemed to be people who were insolent towards Orishio-sama, so he couldn't replace the lock with a simpler one. That said, the leader of the Kimiyoshi family, Old Man Kimiyoshi, If that's difficult for you, Rika-chan, then I think it's okay to replace the lock, he said. The very fact it was locked away with a key was an indication of somewhere you mustn't enter. There's nobody bad enough to break through it and go inside, he said. Even if we were like his leaders, I couldn't find it in me to argue with Old Man Kimiyoshi, since I owed him so much. In the end, we decided to change out the lock on the storehouse and switch it to a really cheap and light padlock. Old man, is that really alright? Nana says that if it's possible, we should keep the lock in the same. We should keep the lock the same. It'll be alright. You're quite the worry word. If something happens, this old man will take care of all the responsibility. Do you promise? You mean that you'll take the responsibility as the leader of the Kimiyoshi family, right? You should be well aware of how sacred the things inside really are. It's okay. There aren't any bad cats and humans that will open the lock and break in. Meow meow. Oh! Sobs escaped from my mouth. Something hot and wet dripped down to the spades and fell into the tatami mat. I had already heard of the thieves entering the ritual storehouse during the Watanagashi festival. There were 4 of them. We decided to act within the day. At the same time, we needed to demand that the ones who allowed the thieves to break in, Rika-chan of the Furude family and Old Man Kimiyoshi, take responsibility. My tears dripped and dropped. Dripped and dropped. Until just now, I decided that it was Mion's fault, that she killed Rika-chan and the others. That was wrong! The one who killed him wasn't Mion. It was me! Oh, God damn it, Keiichi. She was the one who killed him because she had... Oh, wow. Well, yeah, you did sneak into the ritual storehouse, but, I think it's overreaction to kill them. But hey, I can't judge them since this is a game. I might as well have killed them. Keiichi-kun. I had a chance to stop the strategy from happening, and yet, I didn't. Cheap curiosity got the better of me, and I didn't. If at the same time, I had stopped us from sneaking into the ritual storehouse, Rika-chan and the others wouldn't have had to die. If I had, nothing would have happened. We would be spending our days having lots of fun, like we always did. I was an idiot! And by shedding tears, I could take it all back. Then I would have filled up the room with them. However, such a meager act wouldn't be enough to redeem myself for the crime I committed. Oh damn. Kei-chan, you're not at fault. Mion gently began to speak to me, as if trying to reason with me. As a leader of the Sonozaki family, I need to act. But given the history of the Sonozaki family, think about it now, it's no big deal. Maybe I should have saved my friends, even if it meant casting all that beside. I yielded to it, and that's why I killed those 2. I, Mion Sonozaki, and nobody else killed them. I had hundreds of chances to stop it, but I didn't stop. I gave in to the easy role that was handed to me, and been all done fighting for my friends. So this is my crime. I killed them. Mion Sonozaki, with these hands, killed them. And nothing whatsoever changed. Nothing. What the fuck is wrong with you? Her masochistic laughter was sad. Especially because Mion boasted in the club that she would turn tables on whatever predicaments presented themselves. It was so painful. Still, Mi-chan, you saved one person of your own volition. Huh? As I looked at her surprised, Rena stuck her finger right at my forehead. You left Keiji-kun— Damn it, Rena, you're gonna get me killed! You left Keiji-kun alive. As strong as you are, Mi-chan, it would have been no trouble for you, but you didn't kill him. God damn it, she's gonna kill me! That's right. Mia was so cunning that nobody could stand up to her. Even in our club, if she seriously tried to kill me, I would have dealt with it on the very first night. It would have been dealt on the very first night. So many people have been sacrificed, but I was always left out in the cold. When did I first realize it? Even though people were disappearing one after the other, for some reason, I had this fake belief that I would be the only one left. Why didn't I kill him? As a demon, I can't even begin to guess. Maybe Mian had some reason she didn't want to kill you. What is that supposed to mean? Mian put a finger to her lips to say that Rena didn't have— Oh, that was Rena. Mian put a finger to her lips to say that Rena didn't need to talk. Is Oishi waiting outside? Yes. Any way out? No. They said that they had the place surrounded. It seemed like they called a lot of cars over the radio. I think they have your entire property surrounded. Mian fell silent. Rena's merciless words felt cruel, but they weren't meant to be. Maybe they were trying to lessen her good friend's pain, if only by a little. Maybe they were considerate, like she was trying to help. Please, turn yourself in. Mian didn't open her mouth, but she smiled just a little. You'll go with you. You'll never leave a friend by herself. Crying children and Renner are the only things I can't beat. She arose, scratching her head. Her face had returned entirely to that of the usual Mian. I'm well aware of how serious my own crimes are. Even if they accept me turning myself in, I'll probably never be able to come back here. I couldn't say anything. The number of deaths Mian was involved in was just too large. So much so that maybe recommending that she turn herself in was, in a way, extremely cruel. So, I'd like to hear one last selfish request. What is it? 30 minutes is fine. Just let me have some time alone with Kei-chan. She's gonna kill me! What? My name suddenly came up, and it looked like I was the only one surprised about that. Keiichi-kun, is that okay with you? If you don't want to, then I won't make you. You're right. It's okay if you don't want to. After all, I'm a demon. And Kei-chan is a bona fide human who moved here from somewhere else. For us to be compatible, as long as Oshima doesn't exist in media, it simply isn't possible. Wait, what? What did she mean by those words? There was no reason for me to hesitate. Mian had been engulfed by heavy, unopposable tradition. Right now, the duty of handling this had fallen to me, and me alone. In fact, with me cornered, it would have been okay for her to blame me. However, Mian didn't say one word of blame. Far from it. I was guilty of the same crime, and she let me go. Amidst the fate she could not oppose, she saved me alone. I didn't know whether I should be thankful for that. Think upon it now. I didn't know how much easier it would be if I were to be granted the same punishment as Rika-chan and the others. The only thing I knew for sure was that I had an equal duty to bear the sins that Mian had shouldered. Sorry. So when it came to Mian's last request, there was no reason for me to hesitate. Sure, it's fine. Thank you! I'd like to thank you too, Keiichi-kun. Rena stood up. It looked like she would keep her promise with Mian and leave. Ah, it's fine, Rena. You can wait right here. I just want to go around the yard with Kei-chan. If you're bored, you could go to my room. You can read any manga you like. And if there's any volumes you like, you could take them as well. I don't want to. Mi-chan books belong to Mi-chan. Rena could bring them back home with her so freely. You're such a good kid. Only at times like this. Mion took Rena's head and rubbed it violently like I always did. Okay, let's go, Kid-chan. I began to walk after Mion, who headed for the hallway, and Rena silently stopped me. Take care of Mi-chan. Yeah. Mi-chan? He does believe she won't ever be able to come back. I didn't know much about laws, but as many deaths she's been involved in, the chances of her escaping a heavy punishment seem non-existent. Yeah, you kind of killed like 3 people and possibly like 5 others. I don't know if you're gonna get out of that. Watch out, so that you don't make her lose her temper, okay? Mia might not surrender herself to justice, so I might have to put an end to it myself. Rita already thought that far ahead. Right. I won't let that happen. Rena rubbed out her tears, but had fallen without me noticing them. Okay, then go after her. I nodded and followed Mion, who had disappeared out the front door. I could clearly hear Rena sobbing from the other side of the paper door. Why was Mi-chan made a successor to demons? Maybe it just had to happen that way. But it's just so awful. Something hot burned down my cheeks. They were tears. I fiercely wiped them away. This was the last of my time I could offer to Mion, so I absolutely didn't want her to see my tears during it. Mion was already waiting outside the front door. Achievement? Wait, sorry about that? Why did I get an achievement for that? Did I do something? What did I do? Why did I get that achievement? I put on my shoes, tapped my toes against the floor a few times, and then left. And Mion timidly came over. Why is she turning red at a time like this? Can I hold your arm? It was such a modest request. I don't mind. With my permission, her face lit up with greed, like a child being given a toy, and took my arm. Do you get kind of nervous with your arm through mine? You're not thinking, for example, that I suddenly put you in a world-class joint lock or anything. You two say the same things. I don't think that at all. Back then, nothing had gone wrong yet. During those nostalgic days of the bustling commotion at Angel Mort, I counted back and was amazed. It had only been 1 week ago. I had been arm in arm with Shion then too. Linking arms with Mion like this really reminded me that they were twins. How much strength they put into it, the sensation of their arms, their warmth, and blood flowing. I could feel that their living sensations were all exactly the same. I think Shion liked you, Kei-chan. I see. If this were a regular conversation, I might have jumped back red in face. Right now, though, no matter what I heard, my mind remained at peace. Mion Shion. Yeah, well, didn't you? Well, I wonder. Kei-chan, do you think your right hand and left hand get along? Well, mine sure do. Huh? My right hand and my left hand? I don't think you could describe them as getting along or not. That's how our relationship is. You can't measure it by a skill or how well we get along. That didn't sound like it meant they got along really well. For example, one of your hands is dominant, so there will always be a better hand. Oh, okay. If you only had one oven mitt, you would put it on your dominant hand without thinking, right? I think maybe it was like that for us. Are you thinking that you're dominant? That doesn't mean, though, that anyone would be okay with losing their left hand. It's that kind of unexplainable relationship. I think that maybe we lived too close together, just stopped being able to see it, but I think that means you get along really well. I'm an only child, so the day before the festival, I was really jealous of when you and Shion were messing around with each other. I think you're just jealous of something that doesn't exist. Yes, we just used to have a lot of fun playing tricks on people. But now that we have such distinctly different personalities, it just gets in the way. Were they cursed? Or were they half self-conscious? The relationship was hard to understand for an outsider. Maybe that was an issue someone like me should intrude on. Just staying silent and nodding gently was the best way to advance the conversation. Mian passed through the wide yard and invited me into a big, desolate forest that we seen on the way in. Such a big forest was part of their property, so I couldn't help but feel small. It's huge. You must have a great time playing in it as kids, huh? Mian seemed to be silently reminiscing. I couldn't look into her mind, but she was probably thinking back to those fun days when they played as sisters without any antagonism. Every time the wind blew, it caressed the treetops and leaves, making a swishing, murmuring sound. Mian remained silent for a long time. Thinking back on her younger sister, whom she had gotten rid of with her own hands, there was no need for me to get a word in. Just walking around like this, arm in arm, was enough. Mian suddenly stopped and turned. Xian is still alive. Really? Mian took a hard look into my eyes, and then nodded quietly. Yeah, I've been thinking to give her the most horrible death of all, so I had her locked up. I never did think it was a good way to do it, though. I never really did think of a good way to do it, though. Mian, sounding as though she hated Xian, but also, deep down, didn't completely detest her. So I took my other hand and rustled Mian's hair with it. Mian didn't only save me. She saved Xian, too. Mian may have become a demon and led many people to their deaths, but she fought against it and was able to save 2 people. As I petted Mian, she narrowed her eyes in an entranced smile, and untangled her arm from mine. Then, Mian quietly said, "Come with me. I want you to see all my sins. Although, Kei-chan, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen." I could sense it. They're all probably fine. All the sacrifices up until now. Looking at them would be accepting Richard and Satoku's deaths, as well as accepting that my best friend has done it. Fuck. Damn. It's already happened. It's in the past. You can choose not to look, Kei-chan. If you don't want to, then wait here. I'll personally end everything. I was taken aback by how ominous that sounded. I remember what Rena had told me. Mia might not surrender herself to justice, but instead choose to put the end to things herself. Ooh, that put goosebumps down my back. I couldn't leave her on her own. Besides, I agreed to her last request, didn't I? Even if it was hard to me to accept, I'll still do it. Even if I avoid looking, it was something that already happened. It doesn't matter what I see. Yes? Mian Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have. That won't change. It never will. The treetops softly swayed in my mouth in the wind. You and Rena both. Why do you only get really cool at times like this? Normally I say something rude back at her, evading the question, but today I didn't. Well, yeah, because you gotta confess to killing people! I just answered with a smile. At last, Mian started walking into the thick forest, into the deepest part. After following a thin path that looked like an animal trail for a while, we finally came across a steep incline with a tunnel that reminded me of a coal mine or bomb shelter. We were surrounded by shallow hills. It had been created in a spot not visible from the outside. There were many silhouettes of crows in the trees here and there. The abnormal odor I've been smelling for a while was fabulously escaping from inside this place. Oh god, that's the corpse. If you want to turn back, now's your chance. I don't know what kind of person Mian Sonozaki is to you, but if you go inside, that Mian will probably... She won't change. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Mian Sonozaki is the best friend could ever have. I clenched my fist. Inside there was probably a sight beyond anything I could imagine. If if I let my guard down, I might end up vomiting. Even so, I'll endure it. I'll overcome this pain and this suffering. It will never change. That Mion is my greatest friend. I am nothing more than a demon, so I don't understand human feelings anymore. I have a feeling, though, that I know why Mion fell in love with you. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that like. Don't say that like it's not. Don't say that like it's not related to you. Don't say. Should it be? Don't say it like it's not related to you. Not. Don't say that like it's not related to. Wait. Don't say. Oh. Don't say that like it's not related to you. Okay, well, they're the company that puts FOM in their story, so I thought he did a grammatical mistake. I'm sorry! Why? Why do I do this? Why? You're Mion. You're not a demon. You're a human with human blood, and you're my friend. Mion made a gesture that she was wiping tears from her eyes, then placed a hand on the big door of the tunnel entrance. Man, this is why I need water. The lock on it was dauntingly strong looking. It seemed to demand the appropriate resolution from whoever would enter, just like the ritual storehouse. When the double doors opened, a stifling rotten air and a bunch of winged insects came rushing out. I remember accidentally killing a herbercracker a long time ago by leaving his tank out on the porch, and how intense the odor it left was. If that was the smell of a corpse, then that's certainly what it smelled like. Inside, it was pitch black, but Mion flicked a switch that turned on the light bulb, illuminating the interior. The path turned into a series of intricate wooden tunnels. We passed spaces that looked like they were for storage. We passed a place that looked like someone had lived there. All this indicated it must have been used as a bomb shelter and stockpile during the war. It did give an impression of a dugout bomb shelter that had just been left there, though. There was a sense of dignity, as though there was a second Sonozaki house constructed underground. Despite being in pitch darkness below the ground, the voiceless cicadas were entering through an air hole somewhere, giving it a mysterious feel. You saw what was in the ritual storehouse, right? The piles of torture instruments? All of them were created to uphold the strict religious laws of the Okinafuchi village. They were tools used to kill those who broke the laws in terrible ways as a warning to others. That was a long time ago. Watanagashi, originally a ritual meant to deterrent, was once overseen by the three families. But thanks to the Kimiyoshi and Furude families going to decline in the way that times had changed, actually carrying out became difficult. I can imagine why. You ever think people would be okay with drowning people in a swamp and killing them in modern Japan? That's why the Sonozaki family built this. A secret place, so that we could continue to conduct the rite of the Watanagashi, even in modern times. Mion opened a large, strikingly different door, and inside was none other than a modern storehouse for ritual implements. Oh my god. There's quite a few, isn't there? Some of them were actually brought here from the original storehouse. All the things have been rusty and covered in dust, so that they didn't seem that real. But the things in here were different. Every one of them had been well maintained, and kept in a state that they could be used right away. Blades gleamed and spikes were sharpened. Also, perhaps a precaution for the splatter of blood. The walls and ceiling were covered in kind of tile you see in bathrooms, and there was even a drain set amongst a slight slope in the floor. There was also a coiled rubber hose along the wall, attached to the faucet, perhaps for cleaning up the splattered blood. According to something a leader from a long time ago wrote, blood splatter has impact, despite the fact that it doesn't tax the sacrifice. Watanagashi was meant as a deterrent after all. My ancestors thought of all different kinds to show off. As she said that, Mion pointed deeper into the torture room, to a spot veiled in darkness. There was surprisingly a room floored with tatami mats, and in the corner was a pile of cushions. There were seats for the audience. Watanagashi was meant as a deterrent after all. It would have made sense if there were no guests. I couldn't speak. I couldn't think of anything to say anyway. Except that if Mion was revealing all this made her heart feel any lighter, then I was prepared to listen for as long as I needed to. Right here is where I killed everyone. There were no spectators to watch me, but I did the Watanagashi pretty well. Well, perhaps there was one spectator. Huh? A spectator. Me. I, the demon, was watching the entire time Mion held the Watanagashi ceremony. Mion cackled in self-deprecation. It was a nice-sounding laugh. Back there is a prison. Is she on there? She nodded slightly. Mion's Watanagashi had ended today. I needed to tell Shion that I was safe without a moment's delay. After all, she was probably trembling in fear at this very moment, worrying about when she would be killed. The spacious door on the other side opened, revealing what must have been an incredibly expansive space based on the echo it made. Mion groped around the darkness, and a handful of naked light bulbs came on here and there. As my eyes adjusted, more and more of the great cave showed itself in the faint light. The walls were bare rock surface, and it felt so savage that bomb shelter was the most apt term for it. There were small bar rooms built there and here, like holes made by insects finding their way through a giant piece of fruit. It was immediately clear that each of them were a prison. Where is everyone? Riki-chan and Satoko. Their corpse? I grimaced at her, saying it so outright. Yeah, that's right. The poor things being left here in the dark like this? I didn't want them to get infested by bugs, so I threw them down the... Wow, that is so casual! Damn! I'm sorry. What the fuck? So I can even see their faces in death? Once again, my feelings of regret at having confessed everything to Riki-chan came surging forth. If Mion had attacked the word sorry to the end of what she said, I might have punched her. Calm down, Keiichimabara. You said it yourself. No matter what, Mion Surazaki is your greatest friend, even though she's fucked up in the head. My greatest friend. I needed to hear myself say it out loud. Then came the clattering of bars of one of the cells deeper in. When I noticed it, I looked up as well. Shion? Is that Shion? Kei-chan? Is that you, Kei-chan? I went over to the cell. White hands were peeking through the gaps in the bars. It really was her. Are you right, Shion? Are you hurt? No! 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 Shion's face twisted out of shape as she screamed. It was because Mion appeared right behind me. Of course. Shion didn't know that everything was over yet. Calm down, Shion. Everything is already over. Everything. I spoke in a calm voice, as I could have managed to try and soothe the agitated Shion. However, it didn't seem like it was getting through her screams. Shion, how have you been? No more, please! No more! I don't want to see anyone else die! If you hate me, then just kill me already! I'm the only one you hate, right? Kill me! Kill me right now! Sis! Calm down, Shion. It's over now. It's gonna be alright, so calm down. Shion, who was screaming and rattling the iron bars back and forth, was truly in a frantic state. I gave a slight shrug of resignation, giving way to Mion. I had realized that if Mion was the one who locked her in here, and if Mion was the one who scared Shion this much, then Mion was also the only one who could put an end to this. Mion spoke from over my shoulder, quietly. Relax. I won't kill you. No. I won't kill you just yet. She burst out in a bizarre laugh, as if trying to make Shion's madness even worse. Shion broke out into a fierce shiver, brought on by that laugh, and rattled the iron bars as she wailed. Please stop! Don't kill K-chan! K-chan has nothing to do with this, does he? If you're gonna kill someone, then kill me right now. I don't want anyone else to die. If you want to die that badly, then after I kill this man, I will take my time making mincemeat out of you. In accordance with the ancient rites, I'll do it slowly, starting with your extremities. I'll shave you down and mince you. I had that mincing machine set up specifically for you, after all. Or would it be funny if I were to mince some K-chan in front of you? Hey, quit already! What do you have to gain by scaring her at this point? No! K-chan, run away! I tried to rebuke Mion for flinging terrible walls in this. I tried to rebuke Mion for flinging terrible words at a time in this game, this late in the game. But when I turned around, Mion's mouth, so much that it was hard to believe, had twisted. Mion's mouth, so much so that it was hard to believe, had twisted into shape even thinner than a crescent moon. It was a smile. I could send like a jolt of electricity. The person here wasn't my best friend, Mion. It wasn't the Mion Sonozaki who had been tossed around by her heavy duo succeeding Sonozaki family either. Then, who was she? BAM! I saw sparks flying before my eyes, like what happens when you get hit in the back of the head. The strength of my body drained instantly, and my head suddenly became heavy. My knees buckled under the temptation and hit the floor. Then my whole body abruptly collapsed. My face should have hit the floor, but it was comfortable, as if I'd fallen down on a filled futon. My consciousness reeled and receded. It was the kind of sensation that, like if you took a nap in the car, but you were still half awake, and could listen to your parents talking as if they were far away. No, you wouldn't be listening. You will only be hearing it. It was happening so far away that the conversation was completely unrelated to you, so you have no interest in it. So whether Shion was yelling in my ears or Mion was in vulgar hysterics, I didn't think it was annoying, nor did it interest me. Now then, how should I go about preparing you? Oh yes. What do you think about bed and nails? I tested on those two little brats and their hands were too small for the restraining table. Let's do that. Let's do that. Mion held me up from behind and dragged me across the floor. The soles of my feet scraped on it, and one of my shoes fell off. No! Please, stop, sis! Please, stop. Shion's emotions exploded outward, and she burst out into bitter weeping. As if her crying had whetted Mion's interest, she had flung me down and returned to the prison cell again. My, you sure can cry with a cute voice, can you? Your natural bravado was making my skin crawl, but this definitely suits you the best. Mion, my big sister, I beg you. I don't care how you just kill me, but please, at least let K-chan go. I'm begging you. Shion always acted as though she was a cut above her older sister. That Shion, such a miserable voice I couldn't imagine during those peaceful times, prostrated herself before the older sister who she used to scoff at and pleaded forgiveness. Mion looked down with an expression of cool indifference, one that was plainly smiling with joy. You know, I wasn't planning on listening to your petty wishes. The way you're crying, though, is too funny. I think I'll change my mind and listen to you. Since, come to think of it, I never did anything big sister-like for you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright then. Let's hear you apologize for everything. Then maybe I'll let all the water... maybe I'll let it all be water under the bridge. And maybe, just maybe I'll let K-chan go. Mion said she might let me go, but she never said anything about letting Shion go. Before long, Shion got her hands and knees behind the bars and began to speak weak words of apology. They were too faint for me to hear, but their intention got across. Despite having watched her with a mixedly job-like expression, Mion kicked the bars and declared she was unsatisfied. You think you can make up for years of grudges and any hard feelings like that? That will not do. I guess I'll make Miss Meat out of you both. No! Wait, sis. One more chance. Just one more chance. Mion stopped and waved her hand in resignation. Not because she had grown impatient, but only because she was taking delight in abusing Shion. You can't apologize to my satisfaction anyway. Sorry for that. I'll teach you how to make an apology that will get through to your older sister. I'm only gonna tell you once, and even if you get a letter wrong, you're out. Got it? Yes. Yes. Thank you, sis. Oh. Shion's miserable voice cried out, having become utterly hoarse. The sensation tearing through my chest returned a little at a time. I realized it was feelings of anger bubbling up. I was slowly regaining control of my body. However, I was only able to feel my skin and blood flowing at the moment. I still couldn't voluntarily move my fingers. Did you memorize it? Then let's hear you say it, sincerely and faithfully, from beginning to end, with all your heart. If you can do it properly, then I'll only kill you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Something was strange. Something becomes strange at this point. Well, just a few moments ago, I was sure this had been Mion, but at some point, she became someone else. The Mion I knew well would never do something nasty like enjoy trampling over someone's dignity like this. Now, let's hear it. Your big sister is listening closely. Shion Sonozaki is... When I ran over to Shion's cell earlier, had the real thing been swapped out with a fake right behind me? Anyway, this couldn't possibly be Mion. Shion Sonozaki is a lowly, worthless sow, not to even lick her big sister Mion's feet. And when I think of it, the countless times I've been rude to my sister without knowing my place. Yes, that's the spirit. I'll permit you to say a little more now, okay? Blood circulated through my whole body. My numb senses were returning. Just a little more. While Shion is still holding Mion's... No, that thing me pretending to be Mion's attention. Hurry up. I reflect on how impertinent I've been and swear loyalty to my big sister Mion for the rest of my life. So, Mion's burst of laughter echoed throughout this big cave, growing to a terrifying level. I was not alive as someone who was alive in this world. It was none other than the laugh of a demon from the bowels of the earth. She laughed from her stomach until she grew tired of it and stopped smiling suddenly as if snipping a wire. Alright already. That was funny enough for me. I didn't think you throw away so much of your pride. That was plenty enjoyable. Mion began to drag me again after I finally got a feeling back in my body back and pulled me towards the torture chamber. Sis! Only kill me! Please forgive him! Don't worry, alright? I'll be sure to kill you real good. After letting you get an earful of K-Chan screams, that is. No! After dragging me to the torture chamber, she skillfully strapped me into the restraining table. Before I knew it, I was sprawled out and bound. She forced open my hands, which I couldn't make a satisfying fist, and tightly restrained each one of my fingers. She fastened only my hands, and my fingers that tightly hinges and locked them in place. With hinges into place. Sis, don't kill him, sis! The doors to the big cave of the jails had been left open, so I could hear Shion's cries of mortification for the entire time. Can you hear it, Shion? I'm going to get started now. Please enjoy K-Chan's young screams. Give it a fucking rest. The feeling my body returned, and the first action I took to tell off the thing that looked like Mion. Awake at last, are we? I lied before, you know. About having wanted to give Shion the most miserable death of all, but locking her up because I hadn't thought of a good way yet. That was a lie. Mion brought over something like a toolbox. From inside it, she removed a large metal hammer, and next to that was a line of what looked like a strangely shaped nails whose ends had been turned into hooks like the kinds you see in a harpoon. I let her hear the screams of all those people that died because of her, and then after they soaked into her very soul, I'll kill her. I got pretty good face? Huh? Who are you? Ha! I'm Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Has the fear driven you crazy? No, you're not. There's no way you could be Mion Sonozaki. Mion snorted and continued her preparation for the horrifying torture. I see. Then if I'm not Mion, who the hell am I? Demon. Huh? You're not Mion. Mion was just here. Give her back. K-chan, is your brain really doing okay? You're not going crazy with fear. Don't touch me, you damn demon. Give her back. Give Mion back. My best friend. Give Mion back. Mion stood there for a few moments with her jaw hanging open, not having expected me to say that. I myself knew that I was about to go insane. I knew it was nonsense to demand Mion's return that when she was right in front of me. I should not do that. That distracted me a lot more. Wow, okay, yeah, sorry. I was trying to do emphasis of what I was saying, but I kind of messed it up. So let's just read normally. But, this person in front of me couldn't possibly have been Mion. There's no way I could accept that. So, this is what I thought. Mion had really been possessed by a demon, and was controlling Mion as if it were a separate personality. Mion was just a victim being manipulated by him. The evil one's really this thing. It all had to be the doing of demon. It all had to be the doing of this demon possessing her. When Mion heard that, she started to guffaw, laughing so hysterically that she started to choke and almost choked. Cough and choke. Cough and she almost choked. You really are a piece of work, you know that? In this very moment, Mion Sonozaki is trying to kill you, and you're trying to reject me? I never knew there was such a funny person in all the world. If you want to laugh, do it all you want. No matter what you say, though, I won't accept you or Mion. Give her back. Away with you, demon. K-chan, you're trying to kill me by drowning me in my own tears? No matter what, I wouldn't lose her to the laughter of hers. I shouted loudly. I shouted from the bottom of my heart so that the real Mion, trapped inside the Mion saw in front of me, would be able to hear. You can do it, Mion! Don't lose this piece of shit demon. You're strong. Show me how strong you are! The tears welled up and flooded down her face. Her hands were busy with the restraints, so she couldn't even wipe them. She just let them flow. Please, Mion! Mion! Where? Did you lose to a demon like this? You're not that weak, are you? Don't lose. Fight. Fight! Mion, desperately enduring her laughter, pressed one of the long nails into the tip of my left pinky. In her left hand was the hammer. At her side were dozens more nails. I could tell what she was about to do, though I wish I couldn't. Even so, I couldn't afford to be scared. That's why I shouted. Oh, my sides are about to split! Is that all? I'm gonna get started now. Be sure to give her some good screams. Not only I'm torturing you, K-chan, but I'm torturing Shion as well. Why would you? Mion! Then I wept. Only sobs came out. There weren't acceptance of this torture about to be performed, however. There were tears of regret that Mion had lost to the demon. Yet a small change did occur in the Mion in front of me. Her heightened excitement was draining, little by little. By the time I realized it, the one in front of me had returned to be Mion. K-chan, this may not be something pleasant to take to the grave with you. You really seem to want to know, though, so I'll tell you just one thing. I didn't know if this was Mion, or just a display of monetary humanity the demon had recovered. A long time before the demon came to live inside me, It was gnawing at my heart, trying to spur me to violence, but I suppressed it with my reason. That settled the demon down, and I got to thinking it had gone away somewhere. As it turned out, I was wrong. It had left me. It just couldn't sleep. I noticed that there were tears forming in her eyes. The demon woke up again due to a certain small opportunity. What do you think that opportunity was? There was sad, yet reapproachable light in Mion's eyes. You understand? I don't know. What gave the demon the chance to beat Mion? This might be strange for me, a demon to say, but you're the reason everything got so messed up. Tears were welling up in her eyes, spilled downward all of a sudden. At the time, if you give me that doll without hesitating, maybe everything would have gotten so twisted. The doll, oh my god, the doll just bit him in the ass. The doll I got, that doll I got when we had our club meeting at the toy store that Sunday. You probably can't understand. I would expect you to. But you see, all sorts of things started falling over like dominoes after that. And soon it was too much for me to control. It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of knocking over the first one, since it was so small, but you're the one who set it up. The cat? Me? If you hadn't made me cry, then I wouldn't have him wake up. Is that enough for you to die in peace? A mistake I made on that day is what messed everything up? Can it? It all makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of it. Even so, K-chan, you are without doubt the cause. If you had nonchalantly given me the doll that day, then I don't think this would have happened. Oh, God. I want to say, like I just remembered something as I recalled that day. Brennan had told me about that, and I thought I apologized. I didn't apologize to Mion, though. It had been Shion. In other words, oh God. I hadn't said a single word of apology to Mion. Today, I came to the house saying I had something to apologize for. But I never said a word of apology about this. Come to think of it, when I apologized for going to the virtual storehouse, Mion looked a little bit lonely, like he was disappointed. Why didn't I realize that until now? Rena told me at the time, and now she, herself, no, the demon was telling me. It's the only way for a dense idiot like me to be cured? To die altogether? I could no longer hold back the hot tears pouring out from me. I simply just cried and reflected indifferently on the taste of my tears, on the taste of regret. Can I start now then? This method of torture is very simple. I'll nail one of these into the joint of your left pinky finger. Then I'll nail each one in order until I get to your thumb. Then I'll go back to your pinky and nail into the joint in the middle. So on and on until I hammer 15 nails in your left hand. When that's over with, I'll go do your right hand next. After that, you can't fap anymore. Your conscience has to tell you. There are a lot of nerves bundled in your fingertips, so it hurts far more than you can imagine. Some people apparently pass out before you finish hammering 30 nails into their hands, so... Miriam pressed the tip of the nail to my left pinky finger. My wrists, my arms, and all the joints of my fingers were strapped in so tightly it hurt, and I couldn't even twitch. I didn't hesitate at all when I was torturing the others. Why do I hesitate now? This will satisfy your demon, Mion. If you will say the demon, then do what you will. Are you serious? Compared to how much I hurt Mion, this is nothing, right? Do as much as you want. In exchange, promise me two things. Mion was silent. She did, however, wait for me to speak. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. She's been punished enough to make up for her crime of sneaking into the original storehouse, hasn't she? You... After all this, you can still worry about Shion more than yourself? Other thing is that when you had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to me, Yon. That's all. You know, are you not even considering the possibility of begging for your life or anything? Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? The third is to leave me alive. You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more. That's a shame. In such an abnormal situation, Mia and I laughed quietly together, as if sharing in a stupid joke. She's about to put nails in your hand, dude! I probably won't keep these promises, understand? I'm a demon after all. Guess there's nothing I can do. I recall tightening my hands into fists when enduring the pain at the dentist's office. Right now, though, they were all open all the way to my fingertips, so I couldn't even grip them. So instead, I tightened my toes. Okay, do it. I prepared myself already, so do it. You're waiting like this to hammer the nails. You waiting like this to hammer in the nails is scarier. It's going to diminish my readfulness after all. Mion put down the hammer and gently stroked my cheek. Kei-chan, I'll agree to just the third thing, okay? Huh? My third wish. Save me. She'll agree to it? Your first wish. Save Shion? That's long done for. The demon will kill her. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So give up on that. Her delicate fingers slid from my cheek to my chin. As for your second wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen either. After the day, Mion will never come back. From then on, even if my body's still here, it will just be a body. Just because Ani has taken it over. That isn't true. Mion is Mion. Don't say such bad things, like she won't ever come back. Can you hear it? That sound. Mion gently closed her eyes and listened. I definitely heard it as well. Slam. Slam. It was a dull noise that repeated at fixed intervals. A low noise accompanied by vibrations. A lot of people were ramming the iron doors to this underground ritual storehouse. You're late. Serena probably called Wishi. That space out girl so quick thinking was the one I didn't anticipate. I'll agree with you there. Mion grinned like she's been outwitted, and took something that looked like an electric razor out of her pocket. When she pressed the switch, pale blue sparks flew out with a snapping noise. You've probably never seen one of these before, right? It's a real stun gun. It's illegal, and output has been increased quite a bit. Was that what you hit me with before? That's not a toy children should be playing with, you know. You're right. She seemed to want to use a stun gun on me. Unable to move, I felt her press a cool lump of metal to my neck. I heard her roar as though it had been broken down the first large door. The halls were a bit complex, but aside from the door to this very torture chamber, there was nothing in their way. I won't kill you, but I'll have you go to sleep for a bit, Kei-chan. Wish you would be here soon. This will only hurt a bit. Feeling the same shock as before, gritting my teeth wasn't going to help much, but I clenched them tightly anyway. However, just as she did when she was about to hammer the nails in, she hesitated a little. I cracked her with my slightly open eyelids. I'm sorry for disgracing Mion. I made a promise before coming in here. Whatever happens, the Mion inside my heart won't change. Look, forget about that. If you ever see me after today, don't come near me. By then, you will be the demon that inherited my corpse. What are you talking about? Just as I tried to say that, a much stronger light before shined, like a television being switched off. My consciousness went black. Wow, that would have worked. That light would have worked after it said that you kind of, you know, like knocked me out with the stun gun. Twisted Sisters. Isn't that a band? Oh, wait. The suspect, Sonozaki Mion, 1x years old. She is suspected to have kidnapped 5 Himizawa residents between June 19th and June 21st. Ori Sonozaki, Shion Sonozaki, Kichiro Kumiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo. Imprisoned them and killed them. Preliminary investigations on this incident were delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but it was resolved convincingly and shockingly. On the morning on the 23rd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from the inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. This is to scare the suspects missing the younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and her 2 missing classmates, Keiichi Maibara and Rena Ryugu. The suspect fled the scene. These go by pretty fast. I have to read these fast. Deep in the detached basement of the Sonozaki property, which was believed to kill those who disappeared, we discover hair, flakes of skin, and blood, etc. of the 4 missing persons, Ori Sonozaki, Kichiro Kumiyoshi, Rika Furude, and Satoko Hojo. It concluded that the missing person was tortured in the torture chamber. However, their remains have still not been found. At one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, we continued searching the detached basement of the Sonozaki property, which is where they imprisoned, believing that they were, however, still have not located them or the suspect's escape route. In addition, the investigation are continuing as to the participation in the serial freak death incidents in recent years, thinking that would give some clue, but no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved, either directly or indirectly, has been found. There's still plenty of unclear points of the motive from the Senate, as those Sonozaki family, the residents of Shimizawa, have been extremely uncorroborated and assisting us, so we expect it will require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region said that there might have been a lynching, an internal form of psychoricious acts carried out against the police of Shimizawa village. It is clear that the incidents are particularly rooted in the region, and the prefecture will be ordered Kakashi's investigation. We anticipate getting valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been in prison for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister. But her mind was triggered by the grave after effects of the incidents, and she has not been in the state of mind to properly answer any question of what she knows. The psychologist concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but it doesn't seem like hopeful that she recovered today either. Only a few days passed since that time. Oh, we're back to Keiichi? After that, I was rescued by Oishi-san and his subordinates, whom Rena had called in. Aside from my entirely blank state of mind, I had no external injuries. The most I had was a small burn mark from when the sun got hit me. As I was having a checkup in the hospital, Oishi-san asked me all sorts of things, but I don't really remember what he asked or how I answered them. From what I heard, surprisingly, Mion had still hadn't been captured. There were apparently a great many hallways and small rooms extending out from the farther depths of the prison. It would have been strange if she fled to one of those and hidden herself. The one fortunate aspect amidst all the misfortune was that she had been safely secured by the police. When I last saw Mion, she seemed like she was going to take me with her and then kill me. She probably didn't have enough time to, though, since Oishi-san came running in faster than she predicted. That was the only fortunate thing to have happened. Of course, the rescue Shion, despite having no external wounds, and now had a big, deep wound in her heart. She was in a severe state of confusion when they rescued her, and apparently she bit the police officer trying to resist. When he heard, she was seeing Mion and everyone she saw, hidden not only in the hospital, but even her own home. She has shut herself up somewhere in Sishimon, hiding her location. Additionally, in fear Mion would come for her, she was moving from place to place every day, and even her parents weren't sure where she actually was. Wherever she was lying, even now, Shion was spending her days in fear of Mion's shadow. The police were investigating the Sonozaki's underground storehouse at this moment, since they couldn't find the remains of the other sacrifices. Hadn't Mion thrown the corpses into the well? I had a feeling that I said that to him. That meant a hidden tunnel, vertical like a well, was somewhere in those underground passages. The secret underground, without any maps or architectural drawings, which had swallowed up the remains of Riki-chan, Satoko, and everyone else, was still unwilling to speak the truth. I was back to the basement again, too, for an on-site inspection or something, but I didn't remember being of any help. I never wanted to go back there again. For days afterwards, Sonozaki's living in Okamiya. In other words, Mion and Shion's parents, the big name Yakuza, will come to our house to apologize, bringing many of their followers with them. However much my parents refused it, they piled up many 100,000 yen bills, calling it consolation money every day. The amount of money grew each day, and after it passed 2 million yen, they were given an envelope containing a letter. I don't know what was written in the letter, but my parents talked about it themselves for 2 whole nights. They decided to move away. Well, that might be an appropriate response.
I see. You're moving, huh? When?
At the end of next month, I won't even have been in Himizawa for half a year.
I'll be lonely. I'm the only one left.
Rena smiled sadly. If I just said yeah, it would have made her even more lonely, so I changed the subject. Here's something to think about. That's how I botched it. Mion hadn't actually fled. She'd been demoned away in the truest sense of the term. Where she went after she disappeared, that we didn't know. What was there? Where did she disappear to? I hope there was a hobby shop dealing in imports, the kind Mion liked. In that place, she'd definitely be free from the burdensome fetters of her family. And if not as Mion Sonozaki, but it's just Mion. Enjoy herself. Maybe she already met up with Satoko and Rika-chan. They must have been waiting for the day when I would join them, spending all their time doing club activities, as lively as they always were. When I told Rena that, she smiled and nodded to me. The incidents the Sonozaki family had been trying so hard to hide, too, were exposed to the magazines from this single tiny seam. The serial incidents of recent years all pulled up like a long vine in the ground, one by one, and for many days news of it were brought up on talk and variety shows. The shows were comedic and silly, never once tried to touch upon the grim, heavy history that Mion had been bearing. It made me mad to see them bring this stuff up in jest, and there was nothing I could do about it now. How big of an impression would these short few weeks I spent in Himizawa have on my life? During these few weeks, I met my best friends and had the best experience of my life. I would probably never forget it as long as I lived. As for the distorted image of Mion that Mia created, after the masses got tired of treating her like a plaything and they would ball her up and throw her in the trash, then she would fade from their memories. As one of the few people who knew the real Mion, I must always make sure I remember her. Beyond any doubt, that will surely become my offering to her. The sky reached so far up, and towering cumulus clouds floated through it. The real summer was just before our eyes. Damn. Even now, whenever 10 a.m. p.m. came around, I would expect a phone call from Shion or Mir, rather. Now that everything was over, of course she would never call me. Well, it was precisely because she wouldn't call me that I was scared of who would call me this time. Plus, Mion still hadn't been caught. I couldn't say for sure that everything was completely over. On the other side of fear, though, were my prayers that Mion was safe. When I thought like that, I was able to sleep, even with such terrifying thoughts. The lights were off. Her attacking the lights were off was something that scared me. However, that feeling changed to regrowth in 2 days. The moonlight filtering through the gap of the curtains shone through the dark and illuminated the doll. That's right, the doll. I should have given to me on that day. She said it was an import from England or something, and it was all the rage, didn't she? From what Shion said, the most popular among them were the ones wearing the fluffy dress. After being released from the incident, the first place I went to was a toy store. Everything was apparently sorted out besides the things on the storefront displays. I was furious once when they said they wouldn't sell the display products, but when they realized I was survivor A from that incident, they immediately consented. Of course, even if I bought it, I might have never had the chance to give it to her again. Even though that, I waited for the opportunity to give it to her. I waited like this, for the opportunity, without death, so that I could give it to her at any time. Bonk. There was a rare noise. It was a noise and I wasn't used to hearing. It was too big to be raindrops. It was completely different from the sounds the lost bugs made when they rammed the fluorescent lights. I figured I must have misheard and nestled back into my futon. Blunk. The noise happened again. I wasn't hearing things. I definitely heard it. Where was it coming from? I got up and turned on the light. If there was a second, there would be a third. From where though? I listened carefully. Blunk. The window. Some sort of pebbles were colliding with my window. I realized they weren't being blown up there by the wind. I was out, but rather being thrown by a prison. I gave a start. I looked at the clock. It was 2 a.m. Who would it be at a time like this? I quietly peeked out the front, drew the cap and the curtains, and lighted the gate. Despite it being so late, I saw someone. They picked up a piece of gravel and threw it at this window. It hit the window and made a plunking noise. Who was it? I caught my breath in surprise. If my eyes weren't deceiving me, that person was Mion. Oh shit, she's gonna kill me. I threw open the window and looked at the figure again. My eyes certainly weren't deceiving me. It was Mion. It was Mion. She was alive? Mion pressed her index finger to her lips and made a shh motion so I wouldn't shout. If she hadn't, well, I was nearly about to cry out. Mion was all in a very delicate position right now. Even if it was the middle of the night, I shouldn't call out her name. I waved to her, gesturing that I would be right over her, flung on my toe, caught my pajamas, and flew out the door. I quickly hit the brakes just before slowing down the stairs. Although the happenings were sprouting within me, I had a sad feeling that this will be our final. I had the sad feeling that this will be our final parting. So I went back to my room again and grabbed the doll. If there was a God, I don't think I would have ever thinked as much as today. Even it would be the last time we ever saw together. I was so grateful for this one chance to give it to her. I slipped into my sandals, unlocked the door, and hooked the chain, and leaped out the house. Mion? It's been a while. How are you? Been doing alright? It was like how we used to meet each other every morning. Mion waved to me and responded like she always did. It was doubtlessly Mion. It was the real Mion. Are you alright hanging around this place? I really shouldn't be. She certainly wasn't acting like she knew the police were following her. It was almost like she was a patient who had gotten tired of staying in the hospital and snuck out. Her speech had relaxed enough to make me think that, and I couldn't help but be surprised. That relaxation, I thought, was more like Mion, and I was happy for it. Anyway, what's wrong? What do you need at this hour? I wanted to talk to you one last time. That was when I noticed them. On Mion's forehead were big drops of sweat. Her expression, too, which I thought to be a satisfied smile, was, upon closer inspection, was trembling slightly, and I realized that she was forcing it. Well, I can't stay for much longer. A pained note was beginning to enter her words as well, as if just smiling was a feat for her. Are you alright? Are you not feeling well? So hard until now. Anybody can tell. I'm done. This is my limit. Never have to come and take me away. Mion's smile crumbled and started to stiffen. Did she push herself this months to come all this way for me? Her laughter cut off and changed to a rough breathing. I reached out to rub her back, but she knocked me away. Are you okay? Don't force yourself. Oh, that's right. That's something to give you, Mion. This doll. I had wanted to do one last thing, because I knew how little time you had left. But this last thing, it... She just fucking stabbed me. My stomach is burning. Mion took a meat cleaver-like knife and stabbed me. Pushed it in tight and took it and twisted it. Mion, hey, what? It hurts. I made it. I cowered on the ground. My stomach was so hot, it was almost spewing fire. Mion watched it, took a few steps back, and cackled. I've done it! I've done it all! That's everyone I wanted to kill! last words Mion left me with that day came back to me. After the day, Mion will never come back. From today on, even my body is here. A body will all will be. By then, the demon will have taken it over. The demon, the demon, the demon. This can't. I thought we had. Finally been able to meet. This can't. Mion. In a pool of blood of my own design, this doll I bought from Mion died in red. So red. Mion. The good fortune of having allowed to meet Mion once more. And the misfortune that being torn apart before my very eyes. Should I be grateful? Curse it. My emotions were neither of those, as my consciousness sunk deep into a black swamp. The doll I bought from Mion. Blood. Ruined. I thought how much I scrubbed and scrubbed. And needlessly, and ruined. Ruined. The set moon was so white it looked frozen. A violent incident occurred in Himizawa Village, Shisumo City, XX Prefecture. The victim was Keiichi Miyabaro, also a victim of a previous string of disappearances. At around 2 a.m., he was stabbed in the stomach with a bladed object by the suspect of the last case, Mion Sotozaki, who was gravely wounded. He was discovered when his parents woke up and was transported to the clinic. He escaped death. The criminal fled the scene. Oh fuck. On the same day, at approximately the same time, a fall incident occurred in the Kamichiki apartment complex in Tsushima City, XX Prefecture. The victim was Ishino Sonozaki, also the victim of the previous string incidents. Early on the same night, neighbors overheard her having a big fight with someone and informed the manager. The manager used the master key to enter the room that discovered that the victim had fallen from the 8th floor balcony to her death. Oh shit, Shion died. The room had been torn apart and it appeared to show traces of a fight. One neighbor frequently visited the Sonozaki house for a long time and testified he heard what sounded like two sisters having a fight, trading insults back and forth. We believe that this was related to the injury case that occurred the same day in the Himizawa village, perpetrated by the incident suspect, and did not find and did a thorough search of the room, but we cannot find traces that would imply anyone but the victim was present. The victim fell straight down to a foliage of a parking strip. Her neck broke and she died immediately. Her clothing was disabled and had markings that would imply a scuffle. We also believe, however, that there could have been insanity-induced suicide attempt, based on the particular mental state of the victim after the incident. We're conducting a thorough examination on both fronts, suicide and homicide. Wow. Everyone's died! Except for, well, Keiichi and Rena, but Keiichi's kind of stabbed in the hospital, so he almost died, but survived death, somehow. Damn. Oh my god, there's still more. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, there's still more? Okay, that's for next time. We're gonna finish Higurashi When They Cry next time. We do not have enough time to finish this game. I did not... Wow, I kind of... Oh, yeah, there is one more scene. Okay, we're gonna do that next time, everybody. So I will be seeing you all in a week or so with the final part of Higurashi When They Cry Watanagashi. Let me say it again. I'll be back next time with the finale of Higurashi When They Cry Watanagashi. We're gonna end this once and for all next time. I'll see you all next time. Okay. Well, I gotta buy chapter 3 now.